Yo gang, check this shit out now. We was really quick to criticize Ten Hag after the horrible start Manchester United have done. And now we gotta be quick to praise him. But how things quickly change in football, y'all. Manchester United were actually absolute rock bottom just over 3 weeks ago. In the next 22 days that have passed since then, since the 4-0 spanking by Brentford, the mood has been completely transformed. Now, just the way we criticized Ten Hag for the start, we gotta give him credit for the turnaround too. He made some brave decisions. Like dropping Cristiano Ronaldo. He made some obvious decisions like finding Maguire his new habitat. And not to mention, Lisandro Martinez has been one of the standout performers this month. He actually won Player of the Month for Manchester United. Just 2 weeks ago, Manchester United were getting linked with Robbie and Arnautovic. Man, it was looking aimless. The ship was sinking. But as y'all already know, 14 days in football, things can change. Since then, they've signed Casemiro and Anthony, and them shits are looking very different at Old Trafford. Them OT ships are back screaming again. They saying United can challenge for the title right now. But all I'm gonna say, man, is calm your titties, because even though there's a real progress to the right direction, let's not forget the games against Southampton and Leicester. United did scrap through. But having said this shit, I'm expecting a lot of improvements. And shout out to the players like Diogo Dalot, McTominay, Malaysia, however you pronounce that name, Martinez, Varane, and even Marcus Rashford. They've all turned up big time. Because after the 4-0 defeat against Brentford, it was easy to spiral down than to regroup, turn it around the way they did. You see what I'm saying? While on the other hand, it will be really interesting to see what comes next for Arsenal. Their recent pattern has been for one negative result to follow another. They lost to Spurs and Newcastle within 4 days in May. They went on a 3-game losing streak in April. Drew to Burnley after losing to Manchester City in January. Failed to beat Crystal Palace and Brighton in consecutive October matches. And started last season with that awful streak of 3 losses. Now this team has improved since last season, so it will be fascinating and interesting to see how quickly they will bounce from their first defeat of the season. Now, motherfuckers in the Arsenal fan TV, mandem like Robbie, they were saying Arsenal totally dominated the game and they outplayed Manchester United. Man, calm your man titties out here, gang. Because does possession equate domination these days? The homie said he doesn't remember Ramsdale doing any saves. I might ask the same question about De Gea. De Gea made one save that I remember on top of my head right now, and that's from Martinelli. Arsenal had 3 shots on target. Their expected goals was 1.45 compared to Manchester United 1.37. That's not domination at all. Did they have really bright periods during the game? Yes. Did they perform good? I would say yes. Did they make defensive mistakes? Yes. And that's the why they lost. And not to mention, how many clear-cut chances did they create? Manchester United had 3 clear-cut chances. On the other side for Arsenal, you can say there was the VAR episode, and then after that, there was maybe the Martinelli header and the Saka shot from the tight angle. Other than that, man, ain't not much was cracking. Now, having said all this shit though, Arteta must accept responsibility for this defeat. Because in the second half, one thing for sure is Arsenal were hands down the better team. From the minute the referee blew his whistle, Arsenal had the game. Now, the problem was once it was 1-1, I could only see the game going one way. I thought Arsenal had the game. But somehow out of the blue, 8 minutes later they scored a goal. And let's keep it Hannah, man, it was a brilliant pass from Fernandes. Credit where it's due. And this is where the mistake of Arteta comes. Arteta did a naive panic substitution there. He made a triple substitutions and left Xhaka alone to protect this leaky ass defense. And not long after that, United scored the 3rd goal. And United could have actually scored more goals had they been more clinical with the passes. Fred missed an easy pass to Ronaldo. Fernandes could have made an assist for Ronaldo once again. And they made a couple of bad decisions. At that moment, I feel that was the mistake of Arteta. If he had kept the same formation and chilled the fuck down without making so many changes, maybe Arsenal could have scored a second equalizer. Because United scored the 2nd goal against the run of play. Arsenal were the team that was on top at that moment. There was no need for so many changes and change of a formation that was already working, despite being 2-1 down. Because up to that point, Except for the first goal of Rashford when it was a 2-1, United weren't threatening much. Arsenal were actually the better side. But once the triple change came about, Arsenal lost the initiative and they were wide open for counter-attack for Manchester United. And Xhaka was the only guy left to protect that defense alone. Now I get it, it's 3-man defense and Xhaka should have been enough, but you gotta remember the guys on the wing back were Saka and Martinelli, two natural wingers. But having said this though, man, this shouldn't paper over Arsenal's brilliant start to the season. They've been really solid. Nobody can deny this is a better team than last year. And the only sticking point would be how will they react to this loss. But what do y'all think about this game? What do y'all think about Arsenal's first defeat of the season? And what do y'all think about Manchester United transformation? Do y'all think they have turned the corner? Or all this shit is a false dawn? Hit me up with your thoughts in the comment box. It's your boy YoungMully. Like, subscribe. It's lit.